Hello, I think I'm live. I'm not sure because I'm using this new tool called Zoom Webinars, which is supposed to allow me to live stream inside the Facebook group and switch all the time between my face and my screen. So this is what I'm trying to do today. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry. I will figure it out. But let me just check to be sure I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to see on my phone if I'm live. I have no idea. Okay. Oh, so I am live. I see that Tiffany reacted to my video. Yay! Okay, guys. Tiffany, please, if you can see and hear me, would you mind letting me know? Because I'm lost a little bit. Okay. And for some reason, I cannot see this on my phone. Oh, yes, I see all the comments. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Gal. Hi, guys. Hi, Aggie. Okay, you can all see and hear me. That's great. I was so stressed. Okay. Okay. So, welcome to today's live training, you guys. And just a moment, because I have a beautiful presentation that you are going to love. Okay, so very quickly. So as you all know, since you joined the Free Media Bootcamp, I informed you that today, basically in the last day of daily trainings, I'm going to hold this live training where I'm going to share with you guys like the final piece of the puzzle. So we are going to talk about how exactly, the exact steps you should take if you want to, become like omnipresent, like if you want to get featured on at least, and I'm not kidding, at least 50, like 50 different media outlets by September, this September. So not next year, September. So I'm really excited to share this with you. And let me just, okay, so at the end of the live training, I'm also going to do a short Q&A session. So if you have any questions for me related to media or, all the trainings that I have shared with you guys during the past 4 days, please post your questions in the comments and I will tackle them all. Also, I already received a few questions by email, so I'm also going to answer those. And at the end of all of this, I'm going to share with you something really exciting. I mean, I'm excited because it's something I've been working for a long time, and it's something that could take you from being like what's the name of that Superman guy? Clark something. So you know the Superman movie? I'm going to take you from the daytime Superman to actually being the media Superman. So I want to begin right now, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, share my screen, because as I told you all, I have prepared a beautiful presentation for you. So we are going to talk about your winning media strategy and how you can actually implement one by yourself. So without hiring a super expensive media company or anyone else. So basically, I'm going to teach you how to become your own media person. Okay, and in a way that's easy to implement, that's very motivating, and that's actually fun to do. So this is what we are going to cover. So we are doing like a very quick media bootcamp wrap up to see exactly what we have talked about during the last 4 days, and then I will get to the meat and potatoes of this training and share with you exactly how to put together a winning media strategy, an effective media strategy that not only gets you, nice media bios, but also helps you build your email list, build your audience, and have your first sold out launch, because I know this is like something a lot of you guys want to achieve this year. And then, as I said, we will do a quick Q&A session. And in case you don't know who I am, so who the heck am I? I am Olivia. Hi, I'm the founder of oliviaangelescu.com. And I'm basically just a random woman from Romania who is a stay-at-home and homeschooling mom of these two beautiful daughters here. And these two little faces are actually the reason why I'm doing all this. So let me just share a little bit of background. So I used to have a very, very successful corporate career as a finance manager, and then as a management consultant, working with big corporations out there. But I started my dream business because I wanted to be a more present mother for my daughters. So I basically want to design my career around my life and not the other way around. So right now I'm helping other people launch their businesses fast so that they can also build their careers around their lives. And smart media strategies are a big part of my launch traffic strategies. And basically, smart media strategies are one of my secret superpowers. I've been doing this over the past years, and I've had a great success with it for me and for my clients. Now, I launched fast. Okay, so I had no idea things were going to end up actually the way they did. I started from zero, and so I had a website I designed myself. I'm not a native English speaker. I had zero connections online, and despite all of those, I managed to add my first 1,000 email subscribers in 2 months. Yes, in 2 months. And this very quickly led to getting me fully booked for my one-on-one services in only a few weeks after that. So in just a matter of weeks, since having this first 1,000 subscribers, I ended up refusing clients because I literally couldn't take on more clients. And the main strategy I used for all of this and I haven't spent 1 cent in the process, was a smart media strategy that I put in place for myself from day one. And this is what happened, okay? I got featured on a lot of very cool websites that I know that are probably on the dream media list for a lot of you right now. So I'm currently a contributor to Entrepreneur Magazine. I used to write for Growth Lab, which is Ramit Sethi's blog, Tiny Buddha, Thrive, and a lot of other very cool. And these are just a few of them. So the reason I'm showing this to you is not to brag about it. I hate to do this, but because I want to make it very clear that if I did this, okay, so despite the fact that I was a newbie to the online business world, I'm not a native English speaker. I didn't know personally, like I didn't know any editors or bloggers out there. I didn't have the right connections to introduce me to those cool editors. Okay, and despite of this, very quickly I managed to be able to add those cool logos to my media board, right? And then, because what does all mean if it's not going to actually help you grow your business, right? So this is like an example of email I'm receiving after after one of my guest article are published on the websites that I showed you. So this is basically after 1 day or 2 days after one of my article got published, I received my first email like this one, where basically somebody who didn't know who I was and it actually didn't matter for him just read my article on a website that was very authority, had a very big authority in my niche. And all of a sudden, he trusted, so he enjoyed very much my article and he trusted that if I wrote that article on that particular website, he was pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. So he wanted to hire me, okay, like on the spot. And he didn't actually ask anything, just if I am available for consulting. And this is great. And if you want to wake up to emails like this, then please stay tuned to the end. Great. So let's do the bootcamp wrap up. So in the first day, you understood, so on Monday, you understood what is a media strategy, what is not a media strategy, and I also share with you 6 different examples of people just like you who were not that advanced in their business. A few of them were just starting out, actually, and the kind of results they got after implementing their smart, easy media strategy. Then on the second day of the bootcamp on Tuesday, I showed you a super easy technique to go beyond your main audience and brainstorm at least 2, 3, or even 4 other audiences that would also be interested in learning about your brand, your products, your services, and how you can help them, how they can pay you, and how you can help them solve their problems. On Wednesday, so in the third day of the bootcamp, you understood what things matter the most when deciding if a specific website or podcast would actually be a great addition to your media strategy. And yesterday, on day 4 of the bootcamp, I gave you my crystal ball that quickly allows you to get into the mind of any busy picky editor or blogger out there and come up instantly with article ideas they will love to publish. And this is very cool, actually. And this is something that 90% of the people who are sending guest blogging pitches don't do. Okay, so only by doing this, you like increase your chances of getting featured like very, very much. So today, in day 5, we will talk about how to put together an easy media strategy, no matter where you are in your business. So this is applicable to you, even if you are just starting out, or maybe you are more advanced, like maybe you already have had one launch, your first launch or your second launch is still applicable to you. And the weekend is coming, and you still have access to all the videos, all the trainings inside this group until Monday morning. So in case you haven't managed to, you're pretty busy, I'm sure, and in case you haven't managed to go through all the trainings, you still have this weekend to do it. And on Monday, I'm closing everything. So please, this is your chance. I mean, I have invested a lot of time and a lot of thought into putting together this media training in a way that I think will help you take the steps you need to take. But please understand that if you don't do it now, you are most likely you are not going to do it afterwards. So you have this weekend to work to still work on your media strategy. And let me just tell you that I loved all the engagement inside the group. So these are just like 3 very random examples of what happened inside the group, because I know that some of you didn't get to see this all these things happening. And I want to take a moment and acknowledge that all of this engagement, really, what it means is that you really love your business and you know that getting your name out there is the solution for building your brand fast and adding maybe like your first 1,000 subscribers in the next 2 months, and finally having that sold out launch you are dreaming of. And this also tells me that you are one of those people out there who are really committed to make this work and to take action to make it happen. So I'm really, really proud and humble that you were a part of the media bootcamp that I did this summer. So thank you guys for doing this with me. Now, I also want to remind you that during the media bootcamp, I focused only on two media opportunities, two examples of media opportunities: guest blogging and podcasting. Okay, and I also want to remind you why. So first of all, because this is the level I am right now in my own business. So I haven't yet got featured in a print magazine or in a TV show somewhere, and I'm actually not planning to do this. I'm not sure it will focus me and it will help me, and it's not who I am. So this is one thing. So I like to preach what I practice. And also the second reason I focused on those two media outlets is because this works best for people who are in my audience, like you guys. So people who don't have yet a 6-figure business, and they are not the go-to gurus in their market. So pitching to print magazines and pitching to TV is a very different process that the pitching we are talking about for guest blogging and podcasting. So I chose to focus on these two things that I personally did, I'm personally doing right now, and I know they work. So even if you think maybe that guest blogging is like needs a lot of research and research is not sexy, right? Please stick with me to the end, and I promise that I will change your mind about this. Now, before going any further, I want to quickly check um, if you have any comments. Okay. Okay. Now, talking about guest blogging, right? So I want to show you that guest blogging is not actually very accessible. Not only actually very accessible to you right now and free to try, but also the most established gurus out there used it from the beginning and still use it today, and for one reason, because it works, right? Otherwise, why would Amy Porterfield write for ProBlogger? Why would Derek Halpern write for Copyblogger? Why would Ramit Sethi write guest posts on lead pages when we all know that Ramit Sethi could buy any kind of publicity that he wants to? But no, he decides to do this, and it must work, right? So, how to put together a winning media strategy? The first thing to consider, the first step to take, is the fact that you should start where you are. Okay, so based on where you are in your business, there are specific steps to take in order to have to put together and to implement your winning media strategy. So starting small is totally fine if this is the level you are at in your business. And I know that somebody actually had this question inside the bootcamp group about what she needs to do if she, her media dreams are very high, like she wants to go to write for Entrepreneur and Inc. and Business Insider. But what I told her and what I'm also advising you here is that if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of content that you shared in your blog, you don't have many followers on your social media accounts, you don't have any brand equity. What I call brand equity is those things that if they get seen by someone who doesn't know you, they will tell to that person that you are an expert in whatever field you work in. So I'm talking about, again, about media followers, about, I don't know, email subscribers, about a list of articles that were published on very high authority blogs, a list of podcast interview or something like that. So if you don't have these things, then you should not pitch to websites, like to the top websites in your field. I mean, of course that you can try, but I really think that the chances of you getting accepted will be very low. And also, what you need to understand is that you have to have a strategy. I mean, otherwise, how would you possibly know who to pitch, what websites to choose, what podcasts to choose, and in which order? right? So you need to have like a basic strategy laid down so that you are sure that this will actually work. And the third thing is to set a time frame. I mean, to decide that your objective is to get on 20 different websites and podcasts by the end of the year, let's say, and be consistent. So with media strategies, and not only with media strategies, I'm pretty sure with any marketing strategy out there, if you don't, if you're not consistent, if you don't commit to it, if you don't take consistent action, it's not going to work. And let me just give you like a very quick example here. So you know that like if you're looking for a job in whatever field you are, you would have to send a lot of CVs first before you get any interviews appointments, right? So it will not help you to send 2 CVs. You would need volume. You need to send out maybe at least 50 CVs, maybe 150 CVs. So it's the same with your media strategy. Once you identified your ideal websites that you want to pitch to, your ideal podcast that you want to get featured on, and once you have a strategy in place, send out as many pitches as you can, because more pitches, the more pitches you send, the more you increase your chances of getting a yes, and the more positive answers you'll get back. So consistency is key here, and I'm sure this is not a new piece of information. Now, in case you're wondering if this is some kind of ugly birthday cake, it's not. It's just something that my non-designer oriented brain decided to put together in order to illustrate a point. And because I'm going to just talk about the 4 layers of any winning guest blogging strategy, I came up with this ugly picture with the 4 layers. So what's the first layer? The first layer, so the basis, the foundation of your media strategy, is your own content. And this means that if you don't already have this, if you're just starting out or you don't even consider having a blog before, publish a page blog on your website and write and publish at least 5 very quality articles on the blog. What makes the quality articles in terms of putting together your media strategy? It means that they must answer a very important question. It must address a very important challenge that your ideal audience has. And also, like a tip, unless you have the time to publish content regularly on your blog, so if you can't commit to publishing regular blog posts, then don't set up a publishing date next to your blog post, because in this way, if somebody like an editor wants to check out your content, the kind of content that you are sharing, and goes to your website and sees that you published 3 blog posts and they are all from last year, it's like a bad signal for them. So don't publish also the date with your blog post, and this is something you can easily do from on WordPress, for example. I'm sure that all the other options out there allow you to do this. So the first layer is your own content. And the second layer, so after you have those initial 5, let's say, blog posts on your own blog, you should start pitching to websites that are easy to get on. And What this means? So what are those websites? So an easy website from the point of view of getting media is a website that doesn't have lots of traffic yet, or you see that they don't require any previous media appearances in order for them to feature you. And what I would do here is I would choose websites that I already know, because I'm sure that you're already following a lot of other blogs out there in your niche. So I would brainstorm a little bit to see what blogs are a little bit ahead of my own business and start reaching out to those. And remember that the objective here is not to get on those websites and immediately add thousands of subscribers. Most probably you'll not be able to do this, but your objective for this step is only to get featured on at least 3, 4, or 5 easy websites. Because once you get here, once you have these features, even if they are on easy websites, you can immediately start pitching to the more advanced websites, because you already have like a media portfolio. Let's say you have some proof that your content was good enough to be published by some websites out there. So this is the second layer, the easy websites. And then the third layer is made up by the Medium websites and the podcast. So I do not advise you to start reaching out to podcasts, even if they are easy podcasts, before you already have secured some easy guest blogging opportunities. So in this at this level, you basically take your media strategy one step further and get published on 3 up to 5 medium level websites. And medium level is the grade of difficulty in terms of how difficult it is to get on that particular website. So what's a medium level website? Is basically a website that requires some sort of writing samples before they accept your pitch. So they make it very clear that when you submit your pitch to them, you should also insert a few examples, a few links from articles you wrote and that were published on other websites and not your own blog. So as I said, at the same time, so when you start pitching to Medium websites, you should also start pitching to a few podcasts in your niche. And here I'm talking about podcasts that don't have a lot of episodes at the moment you are pitching them. So they are basically newer podcasts, because these are more flexible in terms of who they featured it as guest interviewers. So, okay, so now we go to the 4th layer, the top one. So basically, once you do have your own content, a few published articles on easy websites, a few ones on Medium websites, and maybe even 1 or 2 podcast interviews, you can go to the top podcasts and the top websites in your field. And actually, I would begin with the top websites first and then go to the top podcasts. So because once you have one media feature, one article published on a top website, think about entrepreneur.com, okay? You can immediately use this one to secure a top podcast interview right away. So in terms of timelines, because I really want to show you how much time it would take to achieve this. And this is not a sweet picture, okay? This is a real picture that I saw happening for myself and my clients. So to publish 5 articles on your own blog, it can take up to 1 week. I mean, if you really focus, it's not going to take longer than this. And then in the next 5 weeks, you will start pitching and getting featured on easy websites. And this goes together, because in the 5 weeks, what happens is that you start with the easy websites, but you don't have to wait until you have 5 different features on this website. So when you have one article which is already live on an easy website, you can start pitching to the Medium website. So this is like a process, a two-way process that overlaps. So, and then 5 weeks after that, you can focus on continuing with the Medium websites and podcast pitches, and also you will start going for the top websites and top podcasts in your niche. And just for you to have like a more visual about the whole process. So you start with own content, go to easy websites, then try newer podcasts, and then go to Medium websites, then go to the top websites, and finally end with a top podcast. And it's totally achievable in 3 months. So as you can see here, we have like 11 weeks. And 11 weeks, if we start counting from July the 1st, 11 weeks is mid-September. So if you focus on this, you can get there by mid-September. I promise this, okay? So is this even possible? I mean, you can really do this in 2 months and a half? Let me share with you a story. I have a client, she's called Natalie, and she has a new online business in the health and fitness niche. And I'm sure you know that this health and fitness niche is so overcrowded. I mean, it's crazy how many people are sharing their trainings, their exercises, their meal plans, and everything. So in January, so she started her business in January this year, 2018, and her goal at that time was to add 8 new subscribers per week and sell 1 course per month. So this was her initial goal. And in April 2018, we got to work together. She followed the exact process that I'm sharing with you today. And by June, so in 1 month and a half, she already had secured 30 different media opportunities from easy to Medium websites. By doing this, she added more than 2,000 new people to her audience, and this is just in a few weeks. She did it in only a few weeks, and like she blew right past her initial objective. So she has more subscribers than she planned to. She has more course sales than she thought possible, and she did this by herself. But you have to understand that she committed to this and she took massive action. So securing those initial 30 media opportunities didn't take her that long, but she blocked like 1 hour or 2 hours of her time a week just for sending pitches, like many pitches, and it worked for her. Okay, so conclusions. Start where you are. So if you go back here to the media strategy steps. So in those 11 weeks, you can go from 0 to having a few top articles published on top websites. Okay, so but if you're not here, if you are more advanced, it's even better, because this means that from medium websites to top websites, it takes literally can take a few weeks. Okay, so start where you are and then have a plan. As I said, as we go back, you should have a plan right here about what articles to publish on your own blog, what websites to pitch to here, what websites to pitch on the second layer, what podcasts to pitch here, and so on. So you have to have a plan and be consistent. As I already told you, Natalie and a lot of other people would not have achieved the same results if they didn't if they didn't commit, if they hadn't taken consistent action. Now, how to put together a winning guest blogging strategy, a winning media strategy that works for you in only half an hour, right? So first step, generate at least three article ideas for your own blog and set a date for publishing them. And I strongly advise you not to spend more than 1 week on that. Then the second step, research and come up with at least 20 easy websites you can get published on quickly. And then immediately after that, send those 20 pitches. The third step, repeat step 2 for the Medium website. So come up with at least 20 Medium websites and send your pitches to them. Step 4, repeat step 2 for the top websites. Okay, so this is like the exact steps you should do to become your own media person. Okay, and this is the exact strategy I'm using for myself and for all my clients. So I'm going to take a short break from the presentation here, and let me I want to okay, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing right now. I just wanted to stop sharing my screen. Let me know, please, if you can see anything right now. So you see my screen, or what do you see right now on your, on your screens? Because I'm not sure what it is. Okay. The screen and me. Okay. Okay, because I wanted to only see me, but how do I do this? Oh, you still see my presentation? How do I do this? I have no idea how to do this. Let me just give me 1 second here because okay, I think you see my face right now, right? Because I want to get to the Q&A session, and so if you guys have some questions, if you want to pick my brain on anything media related, if you have questions on, yes, Aggie, thanks. So if you have questions on, anything related to media, whether or not I've already covered this in the daily video trainings I sent you or in today's live or not, please take advantage of me right now, and you can pick my brain on anything. So put your questions in the comments below. And in the meantime, I will start answering some questions I already received by email. So Sibyl asked me, okay, so Sibyl was already featured on a website that is pretty well known in the personal development niche, and it's called Pick the Brain. And she said that although she has published, I think, 2 or 3 different articles in there, she had very little engagement from the readers and no signups for her email list. So, of course, that growing her list is what she's ultimately trying to do. So she wants to know exactly, what she should do, right? And here, first, I want to tell you this one thing. Let me get some water first. Okay, so in terms of guest blogging, it doesn't happen that the more established a website is, the more subscribers you'll get out of your guest blog. It doesn't work that way, okay? So even if that particular website that featured you has millions of visitors every year, it will not, it doesn't mean that it will help you build your list. And this is because traffic doesn't mean a thing when trying to building up your list with guest blogging or podcasting. Okay, so traffic is just an indication that that website has some kind of potential. But you shouldn't stop at just looking at the traffic. What really moves the needle is the engagement that you see happening on that website. So if you, for example, go to a website, you are not very sure that it would make great guest blogging target, but you're just, researching that website, and please go and check out a few different guest blogs. So that would be articles written by other people than the editor or the blogger. And look and see below the articles, look at how many comments they have. Because if the readers are moved by the content, if they are engaged, their most likely action they will take will be to post a comment below the article. So, and this is one thing you can check. Another thing that you can check is to check engagement, because engagement means commenting, but not only commenting. It means, for example, how many times the readers shared the article they just read. So the way you can do this is I already showed you in yesterday's training, is by using tools like BuzzSumo and checking out how many shares on social media one particular article had in the last 12 months or 6 months or 3 months, because this is also engagement, right? And then let me just tell you that, for example, if you look at websites like Inc., for example, or even Forbes, which publish content on their topics are business topics, okay? They teach about how to grow your business, what different tactics and strategies you can use, and things like that. So these are all very rational topics. And rational topics don't trigger emotion within the readers, okay? Only emotional content trigger emotion. Is like the basic principle of content marketing. So on those particular websites, you will not see a lot of comments. People will not be engaged because they are on that website with the mindset of obtaining some quick information, some very quick strategy, business strategy they can implement. Okay, they are not there to feel motivated. They are not there. They are not looking to be entertained, and this will not trigger a lot of engagement. But so this will not necessarily help you build your list. But the reverse of this is that usually those websites their brand is very, very valuable. And once you get to those websites, you immediately position yourself as the go-to expert in your field, because the readers will automatically associate your brand with the brand of that particular website. So what I'm saying here is that the more you move up to the media ladder, the more brand equity you'll have, but you can very easily start building your email list super fast and in a really meaningful way, even from the first media layer, even with the easy and the medium websites. Because, for example, in a topic like personal development, like Sibyl has, it's very easy to engage, because people who are reading articles related to personal development, they're on that website because they have some challenges and they are looking to become a different person, right? So it's easy to move them. Now, another thing that I want to add here is that even with a topic that usually moves people and that usually provokes emotion and triggers engagement, like personal development, like Sibyl has, not all the websites out there who are publishing content on personal development will bring you the same results for you. So what I'm saying here is that this is another great example of why you need to have at least 50, if not 100, of initial easy websites to pitch to. Because even if you get on half of them right away, like if you send 100 pitches and you secure 50 different guest blogging opportunities in the next month, not all of them are going to be the same for you in terms of results, in terms like the results that matter, like how many subscribers do they bring you, to your email list. So what I was doing for myself in the first weeks of doing guest blogging, I was just testing out from a big pool of initial websites. I tested out what actually works for me. And so I sent out like 10 different article ideas that got published. And then I monitored the results they would bring in. And I've noticed that, I don't know for what reason, I mean, I cannot really, identify that one thing that made a difference, but some of my articles got me 2 subscribers. Some of them got me 100 subscribers, only from the easy, media outlets, the easy websites out there. So what I did next, logically, was to start sending even more pitches to those websites that brought in the big number of subscribers, right? And it's the same at any level. Now, what I've noticed, because I did a little bit of research for Sibyl, and I saw that when I go to her article on Pick the Brain, her article, so her content is broken down by the website, and it basically, you have a few paragraphs and then you have like one ad or one link to another website or something, and this breaks down the content. So I would say that probably Pick the Brain is great for you, but only in terms of brand building. So what I would do is I would find 30 websites in this niche, in the personal development niche, and I would test out other websites, and I would use the fact that I was featured on Pick the Brain as a way to persuade those editors and bloggers and to make them publish my new guest post. So this is my wisdom for Sibyl. Okay, let me check. So I don't see any more questions here. That's great. So this means that you have this clear, right? Anyhow, I want to tell you now very quickly about what is going to happen over the next days. Because as I said, the content in the group I will take it down. Okay, I will take down the content, but what I will still do, so during the next week, I will do a few more live trainings like this one on other topics that I haven't been able to cover during the bootcamp. So I haven't. So basically, the bootcamp is still continuing for another 7 days. So until next Saturday. And I'm going to share live trainings, as I said, like this one, with on more topics related to having a smart media strategy in place. Now, let me go back to my screen. Share screen. Okay, so the last thing we talked about was was about the exact 4 steps to take if you want to put together easily your winning guest blogging strategy and get published fast by mid-September. And what's the catch? I mean, why am I even, trying to sell this to you? I mean, I know that it probably may seem a little bit unrealistical to think about the fact that you can get featured on a top blog by September. But let me reassure you, there is no catch here. But you do need a good list of lots of websites and podcasts to start with, okay? And I want to be honest here. the research part takes a long time. And I'm sure that if you researched all the things I share with you during the past 4 days, if you research those, you know what I'm talking about. Because it is not only about finding a website. This itself takes a lot of time, but it's not stopping here. So you need also to check if this website is a good fit for you, if they accept guest posts, if they allow you to insert links back to your website, if they have enough traffic. You need to research their guest blogging guidelines, and of course, you need the email address of the editor or the blogger. So realistically, if you want a list of 100 websites, this will probably take you 1 month to put together. And this is like based on my own experience. And let's face it, I mean, you are not here because you want to spend your next month on doing website research, right? So you should totally focus on other things, like things that are within your genius zone, right? So if you don't have this list, this initial list, then you won't be able to get these results by mid-September. You can realistically, so if you have this time to spend on research, you can get there by, I don't know, later on. But it all depends on this initial research. And if I would tell you that you can get some hundreds of hot media opportunities handed out to you on a gold plate so that all the initial research is not needed anymore. Would you like this? Would you like to learn more about this? Because I want to introduce to you something I've been working over the last past month. So I have a system. I have a complete system to get you featured on the top websites and top podcasts out there and add your first 1,000 subscribers by this September 2018. And it's called Media in a Box. And I came up with that name because it's the most, the most clear name that could instantly make you think about what's inside. So this is, as I said, a complete system that will help you become your own media person and get omnipresent by September 2018. And what's inside? So it's basically, it all starts with a big database of more than 700 very good hand-picked websites and 50 podcasts that are great media targets for every main niche. So I want to stop a little bit because I got an email from Aggie who's saying that she tried to ask me something. Yes, please, Aggie, send me your question by email and I will answer it right away. Okay, so you have this list, okay, and then you have all the information you need to send your pitch in 5 minutes, literally. So you have the editor's email address, you have the link to the guest blogging guidelines. So you press that link and instantly you get access to those guidelines. You have the traffic information for every website, and you also have the link to their top 3 most shared articles for each website. So you don't have to spend money and time on using tools like BuzzSumo, who costs $100 every month. Okay, so you will also receive regular free updates to the list for 1 year, because we all know that in the internet world, things are changing really fast. So I have your back covered here. And this is not all. I started with this list because this is something that the other people who are selling media trainings for $2,000, $3,000 are not giving you this. They are just showing you how to do the research. They are not actually doing the research for you. So this is like the hot feature of this whole program. But then I also want to tell you about the other amazing things that are included. So, of course, that you have a short video training where I walk you through the file and I explain you everything and how to use all that information for your own business. And let's just stop here for a moment. And I want you to imagine this scenario. So, you open your laptop, you open one file. You spend the next 2 minutes selecting 20 or 30 websites at a certain level that you can be sure are quality websites. You know they accept guest blogging pitches. You know they will let you include links back to your website. And then you take a email pitch template, you fill in your information and press send. So this will literally take you like 10 minutes for one pitch, okay? So realistically, if you would have this huge file of websites, you can set your first 20 pages tomorrow, okay, tomorrow. And then just lay back and start watch your inbox for all those replies coming in. So if this were me, I would probably do this in the next hour because as I said, you need to focus, you need to commit, and the sooner you take action, the sooner you'll get there, right? So basically, what Media in a Box mainly does is eliminating all the need for research. And in case you're wondering, what kind of niches I have inside? So I have all the main niches that you can think of. So business, finance, money and career, blogging, writing, digital marketing, personal development, of course, health and fitness, home and family, and some other. And as I already told you, you should target websites and podcasts that are not necessarily publishing content on your specific niche. You should brainstorm several other niches that you can write for, and because out there are more audiences that would be interested in learning more about you. And I will repeat an example that I gave you on day 2 of the bootcamp when we talk about how to find those audiences. So if you are a photographer, you can easily write for a business, an online business website, and talk about how you can take your own pictures and quality pictures and use them in your marketing. Or you can write for personal development websites, or get featured on personal development podcast and talk about how photography as a hobby will help you get more focused and boost your creativity or clear your mind or something. And then you can also write for a parenting website, because parents are very interested in learning about how they can have great family photo shoots, right? So these are 3 very different audiences that you haven't. If you're a photographer, and I know that a few of you actually are, you probably haven't thought about covering them all. So if you get your hands on this database of websites, you'd immediately get access to hundreds and hundreds of websites that you can use tomorrow. And the truth is that today it is easier than ever to get featured on all those podcasts and websites. And why? Because they actually depend on quality content that they must publish regularly. So they need fresh content every day for their audience. Otherwise, they will not going to survive. Right now, it's a big competition on content and on attracting the interest of your audience. So all those busy editors, all those impressive bloggers and podcasters out there are actually waiting eagerly to read more, to receive and to read more good quality pitches with great article ideas. So your job is just to make it easy for them to say yes. So your job is to carefully do your research and come up with article ideas they would immediately say yes to. So this is not all, as I told you. You have I have designed a complete media system. So you also get my opt-in freebie ideas playbook because many of the people I'm talking with about using media and guest blogging and podcasting to grow their email list, they think that when I bring on the topic of having a really valuable opt-in so that they can immediately convert their traffic into subscribers, they're telling me something like, oh, I already have one opt-in and I think it's pretty good. But when you are going to start putting yourself out there, when you're going to start getting guest blogging opportunities and podcast interviews, you need more than just one opt-in. You need to personalize your opt-in to the needs of every specific audience you are reaching out to by that particular podcast interview or guest blogging opportunity. And then this means that it's not enough today to have only that one opt-in offer on your homepage, okay? Because the way this works efficiently, okay, is that you write an article on a specific topic and then you published it on another website, and then you should include a link back to a landing page that you specifically put together for that audience with a customized opt-in offer just for them. Only in this way you will be sure that you have done anything you could so that you can skyrocket your email list because of your media strategy. Okay, and this means that you will have to come up with freebies ideas for basically all the different media opportunities that we have. And of course that you can reuse the same one if the audiences are very similar, but most probably you'll need at least 10 of them. So what I have included here is a file with more than 50 different examples of very effective, very persuasive opt-in freebie ideas in all the main niches like business, health and fitness, personal development, and home and family. So this means that you'll never run out of opt-in freebie ideas to use together with your guest articles or guest interviews on podcast, so that you get the readers back to your website and turn them into actual subscribers. And the second thing that I have included is a swipe file of 5 email pitches, 5 real email pitches that got me featured fast. So I will give you access to the exact emails that I sent to all these impressive bloggers when I was just starting out, and that got me featured fast. Of course, that I also included a video training on how to pitch like a superstar. So I will show you exactly how to prepare, how to research, and how to write your pitch in a way that get your pitch actually read, opened, and read, and replied to. And this is not all. I also have included a checklist with everything you must do after your podcast interview or after your guest article is live, so that you start building a winning relationship with that editor, blogger, or podcaster. And let me just tell you what this means. So today, because I used these specific strategies that I'm going to include in this checklist, I can send my pitches directly to a specific editor of entrepreneur.com. So I no longer have to use their online submission form. I have an editor that loves to work with me, and that she agreed to allow me this shortcut. I mean, whenever I want to get published on entrepreneur.com, I just have to come up with some article ideas, and that then I can pitch them directly to her. So I have this immense shortcut that I wouldn't had if I didn't have this strategy. And then I have a very important collection of templates that will make all the difference with your media strategy, because I will give you a template for all the things that you need. You will need a perfect media bio. I will have a template for this. You will need a follow-up email that it's polite and not annoying, and I have a template for this. You need a collection of call to actions to include with every blog post, with every podcast interview, and I have a template for this. So this will save you even more time, so that you can focus only for sending the more pitches that you can. And also, I will give you access to my VIP closed Facebook group, which is dedicated only to my clients. And in the group, I will help you personally with everything you need. So first of all, let me tell you that inside that group, I will start posting all the latest media opportunities I find out about. And I usually find out about lots of awesome new media opportunities that I'm sure will help you a lot, because they are usually they're not publicly advertised out there. So I will share them with you, and I could very easily charge $500 a year only for this. But then inside the group, I will also be able to be available to help you with, I don't know, giving you feedback on your pitches, or brainstorming with you potential article ideas or stuff like that, whatever you need for you to become a media superstar by September, because I want you to get results. Because to be honest, this will mean a lot of things also for me. Okay, this will further boost my credibility and my brand. Okay, so I want to help you in whatever way I can for you to become omnipresent by September, right? So how much? This is like a question that I'm sure you all have by now. So let's just recap. So what's inside the media in a box? So first you have the database of 700 websites, and right now there are 50 podcasts, but I'm planning of adding up to 100. And all the info you need to send your first pitch in 5 or 10 minutes. And then you have the 6 bonuses that will make you the best media person you know. So you have the opt-in ideas playbook, you have the email pitches swipe file, You have the video training on how to pitch like a superstar. And I will give you also my checklist of what to do to start a great connection, a great relationship with that editor or blogger or podcaster that featured you. And I'm also going to give you access to my free collection of templates and access to my VIP group where I regularly post all the hot media opportunities I find. So this kind of information is something I see people in my market selling for at least $2,000. And actually, as I said before, none of those expensive media trainings will hand out to you on a gold plate of a list of 700 media targets that are eager to publish you tomorrow. So what they will do, they will let you do all the research by yourself. Okay, so this is like the main difference between Media in a Box and all the other media crazy expensive trainings out there. So how much? Again, let me say this. If you follow the system, if you are consistent, you will become omnipresent by September. You will add hundreds and even thousands of new subscribers and social media followers. And you will take your brand authority to the next level so that immediately after that, you can actually have your first sold out launch. So I bet that by doing all this, you can easily have a 5 figures launch. And based on the prices of all the similar media programs, I could easily charge $1,000 for Media in a Box. But I decided not to because my audience, I know my audience very well. So my audience is people who are at the early stages of building their business. And I know that in this stage, every dollar matters. So I decided to make this really, really affordable. So you can have instant access to Media in a Box today for one payment of $249, or I even have a payment plan. So you can choose 3 monthly payments of $99. And if you do the math, you'll see that if you choose the one payment plan, you can save $50 just for this. So as you see, the price is not $1,000, it's not even $500, although next year it will be, okay? But if you join today, and I'm going to have the cart open for the next days. So if you join now, you'll get free access to all the future editions of all the future relaunches of the Media in a Box. And just to make it even better, I also have a fast action bonus for you. So if you join Media in a Box in the next 24 hours, so by Saturday, June 23rd at, let's say, 5 p.m. Central European Time, this means 11 a.m. Est, you get free access to my upcoming live workshop, which I'm going to run in July, where I will show you exactly what to do to build your email list with every media opportunity you get. So I will walk you through all the steps you need to take to fully to get all the benefits, like the main benefits of doing this whole media thing. Because otherwise, as I said, you'll maybe have a nice collection of media, of logos that you can share on your sales page, but it's not going to do make a difference. It's not going to make a difference to your email list, to your audience, your own audience. So no more guessing. I'm going to take out all the guessing from how to use how to use media opportunities to build your list, and this media thing will actually work for you. Okay, so this bonus is not advertised on the sales page for Media in a Box. It is only for those who are watching this presentation, whether they are watching live or they're watching the replay, and who decide to join Media in a Box in the next 24 hours. So if you join, just send me an email right after this. My email is contact@oliviaangelescu.com, and I will place my email right in the comments. Just a moment, I need to check what's happening with in the group. Okay, so if you join in the next 24 hours, send me an email and tell me you want access to this bonus. I will check if you are eligible, and I will send you all the further details that you need. So this is all, guys. So this is how you can easily put together in only 4 easy steps your winning media strategy that will get you omnipresent and get you featured on those top websites and podcasts that you've always dreamed about getting on since the day you started this business. And will help it. This is how you can get there fast, because I'm pretty sure that you don't want to wait for the next 2 years to get to write for Business Insider, or Entrepreneur or Mind Body Green or whatever your top website is. So I promise you that if you follow this strategy, you can get there by mid-September, like realistically, guys. So this is the link to the sales page where you can see all the nitty-gritty details about this, about my program, about Media in a Box. I think I'm losing my voice. So I will take this link because I want to put it in the comments. I will stop sharing my screen right now. This is my beautiful face again. Yay. So let me just quickly check if you have more questions for me. Okay, so Eggy asks, what should be put in the email to the editors when pitching? What do you suggest mentioning? So one thing, as I said, inside the Media in a Box, you have like specific templates you can use. But one thing that I would put in a pitch, if I were to choose one thing, except for my introduction, of course, because that editor needs to know who I am. So I would mention, I would insert some kind of proof that I did my homeworks before pitching to them, that I really want to make their lives and their work easier. So I would probably hint at the kind of homework I did in order to make sure that my article will actually be really, really valuable for their audience. And the easy way to do this is to reference back and to shortly mention the fact that you researched the top articles that got a great engagement, got the greatest engagement with their audience. I would, as I said, in the Media in a Box, in the file of websites, I insert links to the top 3 most shared on social media, most engaged with articles in the past 12 months, so in the past year. So if you insert the link to one of those articles within your email pitch, saying something like, I already researched a lot your audience, and I know that they are interested in writing articles like this one, for example, and insert the link in the brackets, they will immediately, fall in love with you, because what this tells them to them is that you are really, really interested, and you have all the information you could have to make sure that your guest post, if they accept it, and they will, I promise you, will be really, really valuable for the audience, and will help them attract a wider audience. Because when the readers read your article, they found a lot of value in it, and they share it with their friends. What this means for the editors is that they will actually get even more traffic back to their own website. So this is basically like any editor's dream, right? So this would be like one thing I would include in my email pitch. Okay, let me see what's next. Sibyl says that was a missing link of my information. Yes, Sibyl. So I'm really, really happy that I could be of any help. Another question, what should be, no, I already covered this one. Gal asked if I have any bonuses. Yes, yes, I have bonuses. As I said, you have a fast action. So besides the 6 general bonuses that I already mentioned, like the opt-in idea free book, the training on how to write and how to research and how to put together your super persuasive pitch to any editor, and all of that things, all the templates, all the media bio templates, and so on. If you join Media in a Box in the next 24 hours, you'll get free access to my upcoming live webinar in July, at the beginning of the July, so 1 week and a few days from now, where I'm going to teach you all the details about how to make this media work for your list building strategies. So how to use, what exactly to do if you want to also attract your first 1,000 subscribers by mid-September, okay? Because there are certain things that you should do. As I said, I'm all about strategies, about smart strategies that work. And honestly, these things make the difference between the people who publish guest posts or appear on podcast interviews, and they are complaining that this media thing doesn't work at all, and the people like me and a lot of my clients. And you're going to see lots and lots of great testimonials from my previous media clients, and exactly the kind of results they got onto the sales page. So as I said, this makes a difference between people that complain that media doesn't work for list building, and the people that don't complain because they don't have to complain, because they see their email list growing by hundreds of new subscribers with every new media opportunity they have. So just to, like, maybe I should share some example, like some specific example here. Right now, because I am at a point in my media strategy where I've done a lot of testing, so I know exactly what type of media works for me and how to do it well. I get anywhere between 50 and 500 subscribers with every guest post opportunity that I have. So I want to teach you, I want to show you how to achieve the same results. Okay. Any other questions about media, about how you can use media to grow your business? I'm here. I'll be here for a few minutes more. So please don't be shy. Please put your comments below. I will, if I see them, I will answer them. And until then, I will just quickly let me see how I can do this. So I will insert the link to my sales page so that you can have it inside in the comments. If I can find it. If not, I will just share it when I'm finished with the live. So as I said, on the sales page, you'll get all the details that maybe I haven't covered today. And don't forget that the bootcamp is not over. So over the next week, I'm going to be live again in this group with even more topics and more trainings about this media thing and how you can make it work for you. So, okay, I see that there are not any other questions. Okay, so I will leave you guys. It's already 1 hour and a half since I'm here live for you. So thank you so much for watching this. I really hope that this help you a lot with understanding how to put together your easy media strategy that will allow you to get featured on at least 50 different media outlets by mid-September, and then build your audience, and then immediately having your first sold out launch. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. And if in the meantime you have further questions for me, just post it in the group, but make sure you tag me so that I don't miss anything. Oh, thank you, Sibir. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. And I'm looking forward to come back here in the group next week. Until then have a nice weekend, everyone. Sorry, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.